Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. So continuing on from where we left, um, on box sizing. Now, so like in the previous chapter, we learned that block size using block size we'll be able to um, it will give me the total size. It won't give me the individual sizes. I mean, I will not be able to control other factors such as adding and margin. So hence we not for like to have more control over this feature, we use box sizing. The box sizing, there are basically two types of box sizing. Like it takes two values. One is a content box and a border box. Now this is the initial value by default is content box. Applies to all elements that accept width or height values. No, as specified. This property changes what the values of height, width, block size, and inline size properties. If you declare inline size, you don't declare box sizing. So this has to be mentioned uh, separately. And if the element's content area will be 400 pixels, but padding, borders, and so on will be added to that. If on the other hand, if it is box sizing border box, the element box will be 400 pixels from the inline. So this is like why we should use border box. So and like what are the advantages? Now, how is the border box calculated in block size? Okay, so this example is very important. So see, this is basically the block size. When we say box sizing border box, then this becomes my block size. This is the area adjacent to that. This is basically content, the area occupied by the content. Then I have something called as just outside will be padding. Then I will have a border, and then I will have a margin. If I declare width 400 pixels and don't declare a value of a box, the elements content area will be 400 pixels wide, and any padding, borders, and so on will be added to that. If on the other hand you declare box sizing border box, the element box will be 400 pixels from the left outer border edge to the right. So what he's saying is the difference between difference between width and box sizing. How does it calculate? Okay, now let's see. Let's see how is um, border box calculation, how that happens. Let's I need to open incognito. Where is here? Okay. Why is it telling me to log in? Okay, this is the same box. And how does this work? See, okay, now let's see. Now there is something now. Width and height, the total box size. And when I say 400 pixels, now this will include the content, the padding, and the margin. Sorry, the content, the padding, and the border. So this is what I say the box model. In box size, that becomes the total size. Let's do some coding here. Let's get rid of everything. This is block. This is block size. Let's see. Let's have another one. This is border box. Where is X? Go to styles. Come here. It's in box sizing. Box size. Now I see block size is 400. And then I come here into border box and this box sizing. Box sizing border box, and then let's do like that should be on inline, right? Inline size. Just let's see what we get in the browser. It's the nice server. Let's look at where is this wrong? I think 500 pixels is too much. Let's see this. Let's go and inspect. It's not 20, no, this is the first. Okay. And this is block size. Remember, this is total 100 pixel in height. This is 827. 827 is this. I guess 100 is this. Let's give it some weight or something. Let's give it a height 300 pixels. This is 100. So let's see what's happening here. Let's go here. So right now there is no padding added to this. The content height is if we make it 0, it still will take content of this. Height is 0. Let's refresh it. It's 827. This is also same. But then so what if I give some padding set? Say padding of 10 pixels. Now see, now the content size has gone to 80 and then a padding has come of 10 10 10 on all sides. So this is total, in total this is 100. And then if I give it a border of 10 pixels, let's say border dotted border, let's make it Dotted 10 pixels. What is cool? Okay, now let's now see this has become even this is 60 plus 10 plus 10. So this is this width is in width wise it is total 100 but 10 10 20 and 10 10 20. Okay, now we haven't give it a height. This even the if you see if I give it like a width or something, the width of the content can be like oh, this is overflow. So this is 60 60 60. So when I say okay, let's you know what, so this will be the height, right? Even this is smaller now, 787 10. Okay, so by default h1 is how much pixels? 827 pixels width wise and 100 height. So if we reduce the height, so let's make it 80. Let's make it, that box size has gone down, right? So this is the width, right? This is 827 cross 87. This is width and this is height. Let's make the height like 10. So right now this block is on, the width is full, but yeah, it's overflowing. Yeah, it's overflowing. Let's see, completed. This is proper. Okay. Font size is 32 pixel. The height is small. Scroll down. Then just click on that. Then it will show. Let's see. I'll increase this to 100 pixels something. Now, yeah, see, now this is 100 pixel in height, and block size, because of which height is 100. You see, now when you hover over this, you see three different areas, right? The blue one, the green, and the yellow. So these together will be the height of your content. What if I need to change the content? I need to make inline-size, right? Something. So what if I do, yeah, let's use it's inline content size. Say like make it like 80 pixels something. This is intended. Let's make it 100. It's still not. Okay, this will be 837 for it to get 837 is still. Oh yeah, another let's see. I do 837. Content is still, because this is border box, right? And this I reduce it to not big enough. Yeah. Let's reduce the width to, yeah, this is exactly 37. Make it smaller, make it like. You see, now it's only 700. 700 is this much. Yeah, actual content size is even smaller. Okay. This is width 700. What is this? This is 700. This is 600. What is it? Let's make it smaller. Let's like make it 100 by 100. So now the content is getting scratched. So 100 is definitely small. Let's make it 250. 100 maybe. Or 200 is 250, 220. Okay, so the content size actually is 220 and the height is 100. So the content will only take 100. Height is 100 by block size. You see, even height comes, gets the same properties. Now block size, block access properties are in total. In total, block access formatting is affected by 7 related properties: margin block start, margin block start, padding block start, height, padding. So there are 7 properties that are affecting. Figure 6.1, these properties are covered in detail in chapter 7. We will talk about the general principles. Block start and padding are borders must be set to specific value, always they will default to width of 0. Assuming no border style is different, border style has been set, thickness of the border is set. Okay. So like this is covered in chapter 7. It's covered. Auto block sizing. The auto is simply, it will be just tall enough so that the content will be rendered. If I do auto, auto is rendered just tall enough to include the lines of the box of its inline content, including text. Even auto block size, normal block blocks. Okay. Auto is automatic, right? It's automatic. Average the block. Now see. This is okay. Let's come here. If an auto block size, normal flow blocks, normal flow block box has only block size, children has no blockage padding on borders. Addition from the first time sub will be the block size. This is because the margins of the elements can stick out by saying so. If an auto block size, normal flow block has been only block level children and has no blockage padding. The distance from its first child's border start edge to the last child's border edge will be the box. So if he's trying to say, what he's trying to say? I have a div. Now this is a div. Inside div I have a paragraph. Now and then there is size auto and then there is no block edge, there is no body padding or anything else. So now he's trying to define what is going to be the box block size. So block size first child's, so the point from where this starts till this end. No. Or this from paragraphs border will be the total block size. What is trying to say? If I was, this is because the margin of the child elements can stick out of the element that contains them and to what is known as margin column. We'll talk about in collapsing block access margins. However, the block limit is either block start or padding on block end. Its block size will be reduced from the block start margin to the end of its child to the block and margin of. This is basically now. Then I have block size, auto border start. Once I have to check what is border block. What is this property is talking about? So just let me check. Let's go back. Let's see what is margin block. Where is block end? Block start and block end. Border. No, this should be. Border. Margin block start. Border block start. Padding block start. Height padding block end. Border block end and margin block end. These properties are diagrammed. So I have margin block start. Border block start. Padding block start. Padding block end. Border block end. Margin block end. The margin. This is something we inherited, so it is happening here, I guess. We'll see this later on what happens. Now percentage, as you saw earlier, length value block sizes are handled, so let's spend a moment on percentages. The block size of a model is set to a percentage. The value is taken as a percentage of the block size of the blocks containing block. For example, if I have a non-auto block size given the following mark, the paragraph will be 3 am long. 50%, so this is 6. Oh, yeah, so whenever I do 50%, it is always of the containing block. That's what he's trying to say. If the block size of the containing block is not explicitly declared, percentage of block sizes are set to auto. If we change the previous example, the paragraph will now have its block size determined automatically. For example, this is automatic, right? I mean, it will take how much the content is occupying, and that 50% which I will take. Okay. If we take a look at for example, okay, the handling content overflow. Now see, since we can, so there are ways to handle overflow. Okay, overflow. So first is visible hidden clip and then rule auto. Initially it's always visible and then we get a the default value of visible means the elements content will be visible outside the relevant spots. But then it won't, so okay, what will happen is the box will get, but the content will happen. Overflow, the elements content is clipped. Yeah, overflow whenever whatever it is outside the box will be clipped. And then scroll, what will happen is a scrollable tab will come here. So visible is basic. Yeah, this is default. Anything going outside will be removed. So something is getting, this is an element, that's why suddenly enter any overflowing content won't be visible there is any so for example, whether this is overflow, right, this all gets reduced. This is again a scroll, so we had a scroll bar, so we can scroll down. Now, okay, if overflow sets to scroll, so basically in overflow there are three properties that it can be. That's right, overflow. So overflow we have three visible, default, outside. Outside the box, then we have something called as hidden, then flip, overflow. We have a scroll bar is generated. Okay. Okay. Now let's by setting the overflow, they have separated language. Actually, deciding whether the scroll bar will be appear or whether they won't. Consider the following. Okay. Now see along x and along y. The two properties make a overflow shorthand. You can define overflow behavior along the x or the y direction by setting them both in overflow or using the overflow x and overflow y properties. Okay, so for this is overflow x. If it's an okay, we can choose which overflow. It is more like we can have more functionality. Overflow x. So overflow along a specific axis can be controlled. That's what is interesting. Specific control. So then you use the overflow x, or you do overflow y. Okay, so the first case, scroll bar is set for the x-axis, but not for the y-axis. So under the content overflow, this is worst of both worlds. The scroll bar it is empty. The second case is not useful to the universe. So scroll bar is set on x, but one is available for y-axis, so the overflow can be accessed. The third case. Yeah, okay, so here this is overflow x is hidden, right? So anything goes in the x will cut out. So we can scroll it in this first is overflow x. So y is, so here this is the x, this is, does it have an option to this is x, this is let's draw. Okay, column canvas. Get started. This is bad. Authentication. I'm going to take this. Let's draw on camera. It's let's is there create a design? No, there's nothing I can start drawing. Why do they want me to log in library? Oh yeah. So this is x. This is the y. And then and, this is x. This is along both directions, right? So if this is hidden, the first is scroll along xy. So along this side I will be able to scroll, but this is hidden. So here this will be hidden. So anything going here will be removed out. The second is along this it's hidden, right? And then I'll be able to scroll this downwards. Third is overflow x. So it's both scroll here x and scroll here. That's both. Okay, nice. The collapsing border access margins. An important aspect of block access formatting is the collapsing of adjacent margins, which is a way of comparing adjacent margins in what is collapsing margins. Collapsed margin versus let's see open collapsing margins. Collapsing margins. When they made with the same, oh, so remember. Now what if I were to, let it just lie. So if the margins are meeting, then it will get, the smaller of the two margins is eliminated, and the bigger margin is taken into consideration. That's what it's trying to say, but let's see. And another list with list items that follow one another along the block axis is a perfect environment to study margin column. Assume that the following is built for a list that contains the list. Each last term has 10 pixels. Block start and block end. When the list is rendered, however, the visible distance between the adjacent items. Okay, so what he's saying is going to apply margin block start. So before this, there will be 10 pixels. Okay. First, let's see what is this block start. Is it at the, this is outside, right? So I'm giving a margin outside. I think so. Start number of level element. So how does it look in markup? So you see this is something that is margin. The margin end is twice and block end. Margin block and what is this time? Now the margin block end, how does it look? Like how does it work out? Where does this apply? Like let's see HTML. How does it look? Page. Manipulate layer margin blocking looks like. And there is, so this is default, right? So then margin bottom is over here. So this is margin bottom of 15 pixels, and at start I have 10 pixels. Now each list item is a 10 pixel by now. When the list is rendered, however, the visible distance between the adjacent items is 15 pixels. This happens along by saying, and the margin at start, the margin start behaves is, oh, that is margin top. Okay, so this is, okay, this is applying margin at top index. Okay, and this is applying it at bottom. So okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. So this should be 25 pixels, right? This is 5 of bottom and 10 of this. But instead what happens is the smaller one gets pulled up. The toe doesn't get admitted in the favor of the larger. Major arrangements collapse these minus of the fixing of the second list. If process one, then it should be 25, right? Now it's 25. 25 will be 25 is 15 bottom plus 10 off. Collapsing also occurs when multiple margins meet, such as the end of a list. So he is trying to say that the margins are, there will be a possibility that the margins will collapse. The inline access formatting, layout elements along the inline axis can be more complicated. Part of the complexity has to do with the box sizing. The default value of content box, the value given for inline size affects the inline width of the content area, not the entire visible element box. Consider the following example. If you make the paragraphs contains in a tone, if you give the element of how this will kind of appears. The visible element box sizing. So yeah, it's now is come to that box. Inline access properties, also there are 4 properties that are can be used, 7 properties. Like the inline access property must be set to auto non-negative. When you do auto inline, different effects can occur in certain. You said one of inline size margin. No padding jam margin is set to 1 pixel. Okay. Basically, he's talking about how the use case about auto. What happens when you use auto? This side. No, inline elements is inline access formatting. Laying out all elements along the inline axis can be more complex than you think. Box sizing. Okay. Now when I say wideness, inline size 200 pixel. Size. So this is 200 pixel padding, 10 pixel margin, 20 pixel wideness. That's the question. Okay, that is the text. Now the visible element box is now 200 pixel. Okay, so by default content box does not include padding. So the margin now will be extended another 20 pixels. Overall element inline sizes. Yeah, different because it will be inline sizes are containing blocks. So when I do content, so inline size 200, that will only mean the content, and 20, 20, 20 on all sides. So this is 20 and it will be left and right. This will be 20, this is 20, 40, This 220, this is 60, 260, right? Total 10 pixels, okay, so it's 10, padding is 10 pixels, so now we have 10 pixels, it is 10 and 10, 20, making creative padding and margin. Inline-access formatting, what you have done, I said that the inline size, this content is 200. I have 10 over here, 10 over here, let's make it, that will make it to 20, 200. And then this also will be extra, will be counted. So total size of the will be content block. Let's change this to content box. So content basically only specifies content, not including the. Let's come to our HTML and see what's happening. No, let's refresh it. So string, that's the class of styles content box. Okay. So now let's click here. Let's go to completed. Now what have we said? We have set, let the inline size be let this be 200 pixels. So this is 200, and then let's okay, let's change this text to minus. And this is total is 200. Oh, let's make it 220, and then let's give it like a padding of 10. So now the box size will be 10 and 10, 20, 20 and 240 something. It should be, yes, it is 240, and then I gave it a margin of 20. And the column is there. Let's come here and let's do so. This is going to be total size is but then this is not taking into consideration the margin. I don't know why. Let's click. It's 240 into 57. No, this is 260. Why? So 200 pixel. By default, it's content, right? By default, it's going to be content. So this is going that inner. This is the content side. I don't want the inner thing. I did this one thing. The whole is going on. So the whole will be, there is no border, right? So it's total will be 2. If I measure it, it's so from here to here. This is going to be from this end to this end. it's going to be 220 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 20, 20, 40, and then 220 plus 20 inside, so 260 in total. If same thing if I do to box sizing, you see, if I do this as make it order box, now okay, now it will be, now this value might change. So you see now the margin is still 260. There's no difference in between this. In that case, the visible box will be 200 pixels along with the inline access with the content. Did I save it? Box adding border box, display block, inline size. Now I applied inline size. Inline, oh, make it 200. So now this is 180. Now so this 200 is basically total size. It is content plus padding plus border. I get it for this time to say it. In either case, CSS specification is a rule that says some of the inline components of a block inline size of the containing block. Okay, inline components of a block box, which is why you see it just a bit. Now margin auto centers the content. Margin auto, why? When I do margin auto, it is going to center this. The content and okay, then there are 7 different properties for inline, right? Auto. Using auto and auto make a lot of sense. I would take inline size 500. Inline start is margin top. Inline end is margin bottom. Inline size 100 pixel. Okay. Then inline size is set to auto. This is basically in sort of set. Okay. Now, why does auto center the inline direction? Now he's saying that the inline components of a block box in the normal flow is equal to the inline size of the containing block. So whatever the containing block size is, that will be the size of the block. That's something like that. Okay. Let's say the inline size of the div is 30 m. That makes the sum of the content size padding borders 30 m. Okay. Some diagram is trying to explain. Now what he has done, so I have to okay. Consider two paragraphs within the table whose margins have been set to 1 em and whose box sizing is equal to the default content box. I have the so total size what is trying to say will be equal to that of 30 em. The total size, that is content plus margins. This content area, how much is content area still? If I said this as 30 em inline sizing, this was margin damage set to 1 em and whose box sizing. Here is different the content size. Let's say the inline size of div is 30 em. That makes the sum total of the content size. So total, so the inner content size will be 30 em, however you place it. Okay, now the 7 properties of line function formatting. Margin inline, so this is here, margin here, margin in, margin padding is this, okay. This is border inline, and then padding inline start. So padding inline start is left, so right, so again left, so right, okay. Just add up to the inlines of the elements containing block, which is usually the value of the inline size. So what is saying, if I am having these all properties, the total size will be equal to the inline size addition. Only 3 may be set to auto. Now what the auto size of the elements content and then start and end margin. This the main properties must be either set to a specific value or default of width or 0. That's CSS is forgiving. If any part that can't accept auto is erroneously set to auto, it will default to 0. It must be either set to auto or non-negative value. When you use auto in inline access formatting, different levels than other. In sort of if makes a lot of sense. By default, the two inline margin is set to 0 and the inline size is set to auto. Then, okay, so we're saying what happens when two of the three properties are set to auto. Auto is basically auto is a value, right? Auto value. The auto value like what does it do? Margin left auto. Okay, so it is something like this. So what it's doing is It will calculate the margin in such a way such that there is content, whether the content is properly rendered and there is some margin as well. Is rendered properly and there is some margin as well. Something like that is, I guess, is saying. There will be appropriate center. So if I apply from both the sides, like from left and from right, there are both proper margins, right? So then it will become center. Okay, let's put another here. Also, which dimension actually that the content and margin both are rendered properly without overflow. Okay. Inline-Size 5 and okay, now see if anybody wanted to do something other than auto. Okay, and this is English. Now where is my, so there is a div, inside that I have a paragraph. So I'm saying so this will be the total size of the container is 500 pixels because parent is 500. Then I have margin inline start. So here at the start I'm going to have 100 pixels. In the end I'm going to have 100 pixels. The inline size, so actually this should be 500, right? It should be the overall size should put. So if I make this auto, something should be auto, right? So then even if I apply this markup, what is going to happen? The inline end margin, that is this one, from here to here, is going to be 300 because parent container size is 500, right? The entire 500 has to be occupied. So when I do inline size auto, there is equal spacing and then so this 500 is placed and okay. What is the, this is margin inline, so I have 100 and 100. So at the start and end I am having 200, so this is 200, 200, so it will become exactly in center. Then this will become 300 now content because it has to take up the entire size. And this is content size is 300 and then end is auto and start is auto, so this is equal space distribution. The remaining is 100, right? So 100 will be divided equally, then it kind of becomes center. Margin inline start auto, margin, so here margin inline size, so this is going to take the size, how much size is the content. The another use of sizing elements along the inline axis is to set one of the inline margins and inline size to auto. The margin set to auto is reduced to 0. If there is something about 0 that he was talking about. In certain situations, it makes a lot of more sense to explicitly set one or more of inline margins and size to auto. By default, the two inline margins are set to 0. There is something about 0 that he's saying, right? Only 3 may be set to auto. The inline size. So okay, I can set the inline size, the inline start, and the end margins. The remaining will be set to the specific values or to or default to a width of 0. That's what CSS is forgiving. If any part of that cannot accept auto 0 additionally, I can only have start, end, and size. So now let's make 0. So I can have start, end, and size. Starting and ending margins. So that okay, there is an inline size. Total block size is 500 pixels. At start I have 100 pixels and margin inline is 100 pixels. This is like okay. So but the thing is at the end it will this is like I'm talking about here. I have an element of total 500. Size is 300. Auto and both sides are auto, so equal spacing. Total left is 200, 100 both clearing. Next is to set one of the inline margin inline set to auto. In this case, the margin set to auto is total 500. So at the end, I have 100 pixels. This is going to be 100 pixels. So then inline start margin kind of behaves 0 because there is noise. This inline start margin evaluating to 0. Let's check this out. Why does this happen though? So it is left to right. It should occupy 500 pixels of the division of the div tag. Yes. The thing is, he has already added 100 to the end, right? So then what it kind of does is first it will calculate this width inline size that comes to around 300. How much it comes? Around 4. No, this is 100, right? So then the remaining I have is 400. Now there is P 100. Available space is 400, so it has to take that space. Okay, final layout. The width of the element P is 400 because right margin is 100 already, right? So, but then what happens to start margin start auto? Why does so? How does what is the rule? Like, should be some rule, right? Does it take into values? I guess it's something like if its value is where it's going to 0. Yeah, if the start has some value, then and then content also has a value, and then the remaining space will be by auto, right? To occupy that 500 thing. Of course, here start as an auto, and this is same as. Although here it should be 100 pixel, but then this will be forced to 300. So using this is when we have a parent container, right? We have an inline size of a parent. That parent content size should be occupied fully. Here what is happening is it at the start itself it finds that this is 300 and then there is auto, so equal distribution. Now here it finds that it's 500, but then there is a number at the end. At the end has to be 100 pixels. Then it kind of pushes it. Then there is at start there is no auto, right? Here start as an auto. The auto is always calculated at last. Right, kind of that has become the center. That will always calculate the remaining spaces. Okay, so content is given priority. Yes, that's what is. I haven't given flexbox yet, but here what is happening is that content is kind of yeah. When three operators are set to auto both the margins. No, see that calculation will have to be at the always the content will. So when I have three of them to auto, then will it be the entire thing? No. Inline size is made as all this isn't this. This is 50, right? Negative margins. Yeah, it will have the exact opposite effect of positive. Box size. So box, box, kinds of give the padding plus content plus dollar in the inline size. That like property which says whether to include it or not. Yeah, I see. Okay, that's all for this lecture. We'll continue the box sizing in remaining lectures. Thanks. Bye.